on you. I'm just doing this live really to show. I put a video up this morning and YouTube is refusing to put it up. I tried twice now. So it's only talk about the Heretics channel and how he interviewed a professor last night saying that he thought that it's inevitable that some kind of a revolution is going to happen in the UK. Now, personally, I can't see what's wrong with that. I'm pretty sure I didn't swear in it. But I suppose it's the key word on it, isn't it? So I hope it goes up. It was a genuine discussion about the Heretics video last night. They put a video up about he was interviewing a professor of military. I can't remember his name now. Very interesting guy, and he thinks it's inevitable that some kind of a revolution or some kind is going to happen in the UK. And if you look at Ireland now, it's happening there now. Like they're having a forced amount of immigrants being forced on them by the EU government. Another government, well, not a government, a trading bloc is forcing them to change their country. Now, I did a video on this back a few months ago where you see that in 10 or 20 years, they're going to be over half the population because Ireland is quite a small nation. It's like Wales. So Wales has only got 3 million. I think Ireland is similar, 3 or 4 million. Now, lots of areas in Ireland are little towns like where I live. They've got about 3,000 or 4,000 people, sometimes 2,000 people. And there's one area that they put 1,600 migrants in. And there was more than the people that were there originally. And what they say is that isn't going to affect anything. But the thing is, after 5 years, these people automatically are allowed to vote. And that is fact. So in 5 years' time, they can't vote now, but in 5 years' time they can. And in 5 years' time, all the people in that area will lose their ability to put in who they want. Now, that is happening in the UK now. Now, at the moment, we have reform. And personally, I think that is the only weapon and tool that we have. All of us on the centre-right and all of us who've got some kind of common sense realise that you have to use the tools at your disposal, and I don't condone violence at all. So you've got to use your vote, but lots of people won't. Lots of people will go the other way and use something else, like they are in Ireland now. Now, this professor, he was a very, very well-spoken guy. Yeah, I'm all good there, thanks. Sorry, I'm having a job to read the comments. I'll try a bit, because I'm trying to get this out there, because the video has been stopped before. Now, we have Alistair Campbell and that other little twerp on the number one podcast in the UK, political podcast, called Unrest is Politics. He put a short out last night saying that talking to our Chancellor, encouraging the government to overturn the freedom of movement. And to be fair to her, she said all my constituents voted to stop freedom of movements, and she said lots of MPs of Labour have as well. So you'll be going against our constituents. And Alistair Campbell and Rory Stewart both said go against their constituents. Now remember, them two people have signed the Official Secrets Act. So Alistair Campbell is a war criminal. Rory Stewart is a spy. He's actually said himself he was a spy. And he can't say because they both signed the Official Secrets Act. Now that channel, Unrest in Politics, is owned by Gary Lineker and owned by 3 other people who are from the BBC, and also is being used by the government as a nudge unit. Everybody that goes on that thing is already signed the Official Secrets Act. So they're trying to push propaganda out to everybody. So to think that a number one politics channel is pushing a narrative to ignore the working class vote. Now that there is a scary thing to start with. Now what's happened in the UK is that over the last decade, certainly since the referendum, the Champagne Socialist Uni Party have decided to basically crack the whip and order us all around. Tell us you can't do that, you can do this, we're going to do it anyway, because we're more important than you are. Now, what has happened is that everybody's found this out. They've realised everything they've been told is lies. And they've had a guts full. Now, what is happening now? They're doubling down. The establishment is doubling down now. And they've got into government and they're just going to try and overturn everything and force us to their way. But it ain't going to work. And like that professor said, it's gone past the point of return because we're never going to trust them again. And that is what really is happening. There's this old saying George Orwell said, Champagne socialists hate the poor. They just hate the rich more. So they hate the very top 1%, but they're the 2%. They're the second part, the richest part of the country. I think that guy was correct. I think there is something going to happen, because if you look in America, it's sort of been happening there for a few years now already. And Trump is being used as a weapon against this system. Not everybody likes him, and they don't like how he acts, but he is the only weapon they've got, and the only vote they can do is to do something. And he's trying to do what they asked him to, even though it affects a lot of people on his side, like Musk and things. So, we're in a very tricky situation in the UK now. Like this video I put up now is similar to what I'm talking about. I'm not swearing, I'm just talking normally. But the key words and everything stop it getting put up. So most people won't talk like I am now. And there's nothing wrong with having a discussion about it. And after all, the Heretics channel yesterday, which is a cracking channel, talked about it as well. Most of the working class people are looked down on by the wealthier in society now. And it's worse than ever. It used to be conservatives looked down on you. That's how it used to be when I was young. That has switched around. We got Champagne Socialists and a uni party in charge of 3 parties now. That's what's happening. And they've decided to order us all about. And if you're in Wales, you'll know this. As farmers or small businesses, they've decided to put their foot down and say, we want your money, and the poor in society want your council tax to do with what we want. We're not going to spend it on you. We're going to spend it on our little pet projects to encage you like a hen in a fucking chicken coop. That's what's happening. Hello to everybody in the chat. Sorry I'm reading it. I'm just to put the video out I was trying to upload. This guy said that. Go to have a look at him. He's on the Heretics channel. He was a professor and a very, very intelligent bloke. And like he said on there, they actually asked him, what are you going to do if something happens? And he said, I ain't taking a backward step. And that's how I feel. I'm not taking a backward step. I'm going to stick my ground. If somebody come to my door, some kind of a nutty like religion, I ain't backing down. And I think a lot of the country ain't backing down. Everybody's got to that stage in their life now where they've had a guts full. And we've taken it up to here. Taking it right up to the top of your head, especially in Wales. We ain't having it anymore. Now, I choose to use my vote to get reform in next time. But by the way, if they don't do what they say they're going to do, and I totally accept people don't like them, there'll have to be another way after that, won't there? And we all know what that is. Now, if you go and look on a lot of the reform stuff at the moment, the UK map is turning the reform colour because everybody feels the same. On the outskirts of the country, all them people have voted Brexit are the people that's moved out of the cities and been pushed out of there by immigration. There's no more proper white East Enders anymore. They were all gone. I had friends who lived there and that sort of thing. They've all gone. They moved out of there because